Greetings, I appreciate your coming back to the channel. In the realm of cryptocurrencies, there is a great deal of greenery. That makes me happy. From 510 to the top 50, some coins have gone up in value. I found a few coins here that were 30% and 33%. This consolidation zone is still headed by Bitcoin, despite the fact that several other coins are also gaining in that area. In the end, we're still waiting for things to calm down. We can begin by discussing this for a bit, as all of the XRP chart analysts that I follow are on the same page. Because of this, I can never say for sure what their short-term objectives should be, but I do notice that they are usually pretty close. That is the reason why it has always captivated me. In order for you to have an idea of what we could reasonably expect, what they do agree on, though, is that XRP prices will go much higher than where they are now in the long run. When this cycle happens, the vast majority of the analysts whose work I read will have firmly concluded that XRP will be worth double digits or more. Extra cash is on the minds of many of them. Watch this video and I'll tell you why an analyst thinks XRP will hit $8 on the next price surge. I've heard a lot of analysts express excitement over the 400% increase in XRP's value in the span of a few weeks. Impressive, considering the length of time we've had to wait. I don't have a new post for Credible Crypto in this video, but he was recently talking about how it makes sense to predict the next great boom. If you accept what he said in a recent video, you should expect the next wave to be even more dramatic than the one we just saw. Also, he used technical analysis to back up his claims. For that reason, I'm hearing similar thoughts from a number of analysts here, even though they might disagree on the precise financial implications. For the sake of argument, let's pretend the figure increases. But I think we'll all be incredibly delighted when this cycle ends. But before we go any further, I would like to clarify something. My background is completely unrelated to finance. Financial advisors aren't my specialty. Also, you shouldn't let anything I say sway your purchasing decisions, okay? I'm simply a random person who enjoys making films for fun on YouTube regarding cryptocurrency. At its current price of $2.44, XRP is continuously moving up and down the market capitalization rankings, ranging from 4th to 3rd. Consider these market capitalization as an illustration. It's true that you're fighting over Tether and XRP. You can't tell them apart. I viewed them before I pushed record. I simply went back and forth a few times. In addition, I still think it's ridiculous to have stable coins included in market capitalization by default, especially because nobody is coming here to see if Tether's price is still $1. While it is true that they can depeg, in most cases, this is not what happens. That isn't why people come here. Also, it's very similar to CoinMarketCap and CoinWatch. Every one of them does this. They are not limited to including only the items on this list. Given their ownership of the website, they have the ability to combine stocks from this list. They are not constrained in their ability to oversee it. Doing so at this time would be naive. While stocks aren't my primary motivation, it is in a sense the goal. Also, I'm not here to keep tabs on the ever-changing coin prices. Just make that an option, please. I must say that is quite a rant. But sometimes it makes my biscuits taste burnt. In case you forgot, the snippet has a value of $2.44 and has reached a 24-hour high of $2.48. You're going to be overjoyed to see it, particularly after it dropped to about $0.90 the other day, depending on the platform. This is where Bitcoin is leading the pack. Seeing it makes me happy. As of right now, the price is $108,488. It hit a high of $109,300,000 within the past 24 hours, and the crypto fear and greed index is currently at 83 out of 100. That is why extreme greed is back. Rakesh Upadhyay, a writer and chart analyst for Cointelegraph, has contributed this material. To keep this brief, I will just touch on a few points. Bitcoin found support near $94,000 on December 10th. And the bulls staged a strong recovery on December 11th. As the November inflation estimate was in line with economists' predictions, the price went past the psychologically critical $100,000 barrier again. The FedWatch program now shows that the probability of a 25 basis point rate decrease at the next meeting is more than 96%. For riskier investments, that can end up being bullish. I'll just add that I'd rather not bring up the subject again since we've covered it so much this year. No one can agree on whether the Fed's decision to raise interest rates was a wise one. I prefer not to talk about it in this video. Some people are hesitant to talk about it right now, and I get that. Research Director Ryan Rasmussen and Bitwise Investing Chief Matt Hogan have predicted that Bitcoin might reach $200,000 by the end of 2025. Regardless of where Bitcoin peaks, I do not believe it will be near that by the end of 2025. What I stated can be easily retracted. That won't happen, in my opinion. The past frequently reveals the present. No matter what month in the first half of 2025 the market peaks, I won't be surprised if it happens. In addition, the timing of its occurrence is not always obvious. But by year's end, things will look considerably better. That being said, I will not be surprised if that proves to be true. The price of Bitcoin might go over $200,000, and I'll admit it. It's not something I'm expecting to happen. Having said that, the prospect is not unreasonable. If this happens, the money that would flow out of Bitcoin and into altcoins like XRP will be enormous. We haven't given enough thought to what this means for XRP's price. My hope is that this will therefore come to pass. I can't even begin to fathom how absurd it would be if Bitcoin managed to pull it off. He brought up levels, particularly those to the upside, that I've seen other analysts talk about. While I will refrain from reading the full analysis at this time, I will say that we did touch on the XRP price movement. He explained the significance of $2.65 and $2.91. He went on to say that XRP might go up to $3.50 if $2.91 is deducted. In the opinion of some, that places XRP near its all-time high. Since several cryptocurrency indexes and platforms such as CoinWatch and CoinMarketCap employ different methods and sources to compile their statistics, the consensus on XRP's all-time high is subjective. In a later video, I intend to elaborate on that further. It follows that the all-time high prices are not quite consistent. The actual all-time high, according to many of the chart analysts I follow, is somewhere around $3.29. Again, maybe you could elaborate on that in another video. On the other hand, I think we'll find out the all-time high because speculators will respond and the belief will be widely held. Regardless, I think that's likely to happen rather often. Well, maybe there was a little effect from the CPI statistics that were being utilized to drive Bitcoin's movement, which led to today's market gain. In most cases, this is unrelated to current events. Typically, there is a commotion. If the markets change in any way that day, it will attribute the movement to whatever is happening. The following are the numbers that were announced at 8:30 a.m. by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. The current time displayed on the screen is Eastern Time, which is 7:30 in my time zone. As you can see, at 7:30, the price of Bitcoin went up a little bit. It hit 98,454 at 7:30 in the morning. After 5 minutes, it had gained $500 more. After that, for the next hour or two, it mostly traveled laterally. Following that, it did continue to rise. It is up to you to decide whether you believe it or not. It wouldn't have been thus if it weren't for that, even if you think it had some impact. Personally, I feel that way. Very much like when Gensler quit, which caused XRP's price to rise. Gasoline is already everywhere, but sparks started the fire. Consequently, I think it would have been something else if it hadn't been the case. Additionally, XRP would continue to be utilized. Actually, it had started to move before that, to be honest.